I love talking to people, friends, strangers. I don't care. As long as you wanna have a good conversation, I am gonna do my job as a professional yapper. But lately, I notice I don't even know what to say anymore. Especially when people speak of only what they buy and what they watch. Everyone is so up to date with the new mainstream trends. The new big album coming out, the new toy craze that could even rival Pokemon, or the new social media trend. And they speak about it with such excitement. And it got me thinking. The act of consuming is the act through which the new generations bond. However, being a consumer is not a personality trait. And it doesn't add anything to your conversations. Just like collecting plastic toy rabbits made to prey on your wallet is not a hobby. And spending money is not a talking point. Let me break it down to you. All that collecting this factory slop is a glorification of being a customer. What is there to talk about toys made for you to waste money? So many people normalize the act of buying for the sake of buying because nowadays we are so used to instant gratification that we even lack the strength of character to learn the things we could be passionate about. And this is clearly reflected in these people's social interactions because they clearly do not have any personal, deeper insight to add to any conversation whatsoever. And I get it. Some people might want a passive type of hobby whenever they get home after a long day of work. I can understand that, but be assured that spending money on random objects will not fill the void or the need for creativity, passions. It doesn't need to be ambition driven or anything, but sometimes you should actually do something you actively enjoy doing. Having worked all day long shouldn't be an excuse to not do anything that you actually enjoy doing in life, because that is also robbing you of your social capabilities. A 2025 study about the impact of consumerism on Gen Z's happiness had this to say about it. Members of a society consume media, and I would also add products, in order to gain short-term gratification, social identification, and curb social alienation from groups. Which means that people not only buy things and watch media for instant satisfaction, but also to identify themselves within a niche and avoid being excluded by other groups, thus confirming the fact that shallow consumerism has become one of the main ways to engage with our peers. However, this is also robbing us of our empathy, because we do not have any deeper thought beneath the simple act of buying. After all, the paper also states that the analysis reveals that while Gen Z believes in spending to gain temporary pleasure, they often feel long-term dissatisfaction from such decisions. So, what is a real hobby that can actually give you something of value? A real hobby takes your time and effort to learn it and gives back the ability to do incredible things, the deepening of your personality, and you get to talk about it. A toy rabbit designed for children will only take your money and give you back nothing except a toy. Consumerism encourages us to be passive, but also to share passivity with others, cherishing the act of being a spectator through life. Are you ready to have countless conversations absolutely devoid of meaning because we are spoon-fed product after product? Are you ready to speak of only social media and market trends due to a lack of basic understanding of regular life? Some people say the newer generation buy a lot more random stuff because they feel hopeless in building a future as opposed to the previous generations. And while that may be true, these people completely miss the point. If consumerism has rooted itself so deep within us that it is now the main part of socializing, this is not a matter of giving up on life. It's a matter of giving up on any life worth living. Yes, it's true. We have a lot less stability than in the past. But what kind of excuse is that to fall deep into escapism to the point of only speaking of internet slop and buying things? If you're so hopeless about life, you should probably attempt to do something that can improve it. Buying matcha lattes and Labubu will not improve your life in the slightest. It's just an excuse to actually put in the effort to either have actual passions that require effort, or maybe attempt improving your personal life despite how difficult it is for our generation. It's like pulling out a white flag and declaring we've given up completely. I'm not saying I have the answers to solve our generational problems, but I sure as hell think I have a solution to not make them worse. Just stop making your life about buying things. All of Gen Z complains that we're lonely and that we will never own anything. So why the hell do we make all of our conversations about buying random luxury objects? We complain about being in shackles, and yet all we do is build cages for ourselves. To quote the study again, leisure activities, prior to the 20th century, were dedicated to family outings and community engagement. Starting from the early 20th century, these socially engaging activities have been replaced with activities based on consumption. Why shouldn't we want more than shiny objects? We have been born stuck in a hole, but we might have a chance to climb out. And instead, what are we doing? We've ordered a shovel from Alibaba, and we're digging deeper. The signs are clear. With average attention spans going down and screen time going up, it's clear that the newer generations are seeking much more instant gratification rather than achieving actual goals or having any actual passions or cultivating any actual social relationships that are below surface level, to the point of making our passive attitude the only way to socialize. No wonder we feel lonelier than ever. We are losing the ability to empathize with each other in favor of reckless spending and passive viewing. With the way that modern devices and marketing work, we are encouraged to never be active and never take risks. And with the economic issues we have to face, we are losing hope, and we are placing our faith in random objects spawned from market trends instead of ideals and dreams that could actually move mountains. But I still have hopes. If, like me, you look around and you see a world full of people so willing to take a seat and watch and giving up on themselves on a daily basis, be the change. No matter how small of a change, as long as someone still has hopes in building a happier future for themselves and others, we still have a single shard of hope to shed this needless materialism that we have built for ourselves, and that it is now ruining all sorts of social interactions. It makes small talk feel like you're quoting Shakespeare. Stop being a spectator, be the protagonist of your own life, and talk about it. Don't buy fake achievements, earn real ones by working hard on what makes you happy. This is not the solution to our financial instability, nor it's a coping mechanism for it. It's just what I think is a good way to enjoy life for the experience it actually is, instead of this shallow consumerism. We know the price of everything, yet the value of nothing. And we must stop this. Just go be human. Speak to someone and make sure that you're saying something real. Get a hobby or tell someone how much you like eating apples. As long as you're saying something that you actually mean to say. Create, speak up, question, look at the world with soul and curiosity rather than through the lens of a marketing intern that will bottle up your whole reality and world and sell it to you with a 300% markup after having it processed for God knows how long. Be a person, not a bank account, not a like on a social media post. Be living, breathing, flesh and bone, full of emotions.